Good morning, YouTubers, fellow reloading enthusiasts. Reloading Bench back with you once again on this. Right now, it's a beautiful sunny Sunday morning, and we've already been out and about. Things fell into place, and that's kind of what this video is about. So, I don't know if you recall, but if you saw my video from a couple weeks ago, I picked up a bunch of extreme heads, 9mm, 115 grain plated, and they were on sale for $137.50 delivered. 1,500 of them with a 50 cal ammo can. So that was a great pickup. Again, 9mm reloads, brass, free. I've got more 9mm brass than I know what to do with, and it's at the range in plethora. The harder components to find, primers and powder. So I was out poking around at an LGS, and they had 1 pound left of unique, and it was probably after tax the most I've ever paid for a pound of powder in my reloading career. It was yesterday at 12:10, 1:52 in the afternoon. It was $45.99 plus tax, so we're going to call it $50 for a pound of unique, which is quite frustrating. But given the 8,000 grains, and I load to roughly, I'm just going to call it 5 grains. I think I might be a little over, a little under. That's about 1,600 pew-pews, 1,600 reloads. So that was on Saturday. And then when I was online, I found somebody who was selling primers. And I have never, to this date, loaded federal primers. I'm CCI and Winchester. What other else? That's primarily it. Maybe 1 or 2 off brands, but never federal. And when I started reloading, I was always warned, don't do federal because primer explosions, the primer material is too thin, blah, 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 whatever. So now I'm at a point where, and these were not cheap. These were essentially $10 a sleeve, 10 cents a primer, which I can't stand, but that's the market right now. So you got to do what you got to do. But what I really don't like, as compared, if I have one, as compared to CCI. CCI, nice sleeve. You just put your finger in, slide it out. Real easy. Snug fit, very compact, very, very wonderful. And I can't say the same for these Federals. In fact, I went to push one out. I'm like, what? Why is it stuck? Why won't it come out? Why can I only get it that far? What the WTF? Look on the back. It's got a little safety mechanism. These little effing flaps, which I guess are good, to some degree to keep it from opening. Maybe this one. They still open so you could potentially lose 10. As opposed to, and they don't really close easily. So what a funky piece of design. Not a big fan, in all honesty. I don't know how you get this bad boy out without, fucking breaking it. That's an interesting design, I'll say that. Not a fan, and again, comparison, what's going on here with the plastic? So this was old school. You used to see primers like this with a wooden divider, but look at the difference in the thickness of the plastic. More than twice as thick. Is that really necessary? Oh well. Maybe that's why they're so expensive. So I checked online. I can't remember Natchez. I don't know how to pronounce it. These are 98 and some change. So $99 plus tax, plus shipping, plus hazmat. So $10 a sleeve, no tax, no hazmat, no shipping is, I'm not going to say a good deal. It is what it is. So when you do the math, at $10 a sleeve, which is essentially 10 cents a primer. This $50 divided by 1,600 rounds, what that turns out to be. The brass is free, so this is 10 cents I believe this was 9 cents. And then when you divide out the heads by the cost and the volume, that turns out to be 4 cents equivalent. So right now I'm doing a 9mm reload for 23 cents, which sucks because we used to buy years ago. Our purchase price was, if it was 21 cents or under, I would pick it up at the local shop, or online, have it delivered to your house years ago, which is something that's not possible now. So for 23 cents today, because the cheapest I've seen online is 25 cents for 115 grain, but then you have shipping, tax, and then an FFL charge, and our FFL charges $30 per 1,000, so that adds another 3 cents. So if you're buying 9mm 25 cents plus shipping plus tax, you're probably closer to 30 cents plus your FFL fee. Then you're at 33 cents. Our FFL is right now charging 40 cents for 9mm per round. So to load at 23 cents still gives me, again, the price, but I'm more concerned about the quality and the control, meaning the control of what I load, powder, head, cartridge overall length, to some degree specific primer. So this will be our first outing with Federal. So I will probably use these first as opposed to saving them up, or at least do a round of 100 and try them out and see. I'm not anticipating anything, freaky, unique powder. So again, this whole package gives me about 23 cents per round. And then there's always somebody that's going to say, but what about your time? Isn't your time worth something? Yeah, it's my hobby, so I enjoy doing it. So it's kind of like working on your car when you do your own oil change. You do it for a fraction of the cost, but it takes you your time. So I guess it comes down to what you're interested in. But the real win was this gentleman was only originally selling 100, and I said, oh, if you meet me in city XYZ, which was farther, it was not his city and it's not my city, but it was closer to me than to him, I'll take your 100 primers. And he said, if you do 200, which he wasn't offering for sale, so I didn't know he had 200. If you do 200, I'll come to the city that you're asking for. So I'm like, okay. And the city that I'm asking for, he did the outskirts of that city, so an area that I was not super familiar with. But we met him, and we saw that they had a waffle place, a breakfast place near the area that we met. So after we exchanged goodies, so that I purchased these from him, we went and had a delicious multi-type breakfast, an eggs Benedict versus an American, eggs, sausage, potatoes, all that good stuff. So it was a great morning. I got some primers at not a great price, but at least gives us, here's 2,000 primers, which will eat this up. It will come short of these 1,600, and we had purchased 1,500 heads, so at least we'll have 1,500 rounds for less than what it would cost us online or at a local shop. So plus it allows me to enjoy my hobby. So this weekend was a score: powder, primer, and we've got brass, and we had heads. So the recipe is complete. Now it's time to do some reloading. Take care, folks. Have a good day.